Mission Log Commander Snuggles, Specialist for Astrobiology, Mission Year 1. We have safely reached planet Omega-3 in a solar system at the outer rim of a galaxy, isolated from all known intergalactic civilizations. We have commenced data collection and remained undercover to explore the planet's biosphere without unnecessary interference. The planet's dominant life form is the sentient species Omega-3-1. We were able to manipulate an emotional weakness, gaining its trust. Infiltration of species Omega-3-1, aka can openers, was successful. The planet's surface and atmosphere is dominated by a stable form of hydrogen oxide called water by the indigenous can openers. I have commenced the analysis of planet Omega-3's microbial ecosystem and made an astounding discovery. All present aquatic ecosystems contain a type of microbe completely encased by an elaborate silicon glass shell not bigger than sand or dust grains. The glass-like mineral used for their shells is similar to opal, biological gems. Absolutely fascinating. The organisms precipitate silicon dioxide molecules directly from the surrounding water. The intricate structure of these opaline shells are so perfect and elegant, one might think they were created by advanced nanotechnology. The utilization of silicon to such a great extent is a quite remarkable trait for a carbon-based life form. These mysterious glass organisms have been named diatoms by the indigenous can opener species. Diatoms, death to all atoms. The can openers would designate this comparison of similar sounding words as humor. This strange diatom microbe is able to harvest light from a dim yellow dwarf, the nearest star. The cells use the collected solar energy to generate complex carbohydrates by splitting water and carbon dioxide. This process is commonly known as photosynthesis. Significant amounts of carbon are sequestered from the atmosphere, potentially mitigating the planet's runaway greenhouse effect. The main waste product of this light harvesting process is oxygen. The creatures contribute an estimated 35 to 50% of the oxygen available in the planet's atmosphere. Every second breath taken on this planet is provided by diatoms. The produced carbohydrates are at the beginning of the planet's food chain, providing the energy for many higher life forms. Without diatoms, this planet would look very differently. We have been taking advantage of an emotional weakness species Omega-3-1 calls cuteness. Using this property, we were able to solve our supply problems when operating on a remote planet. Our AI-optimized disguise taps into species Omega-3-1's cuteness receptors, causing the can openers to treat us with motherly care. The free supply of nutrients and shelter allows us to conduct our research mission without shortcomings. Using cuteness, has solved one of the biggest problems in science: free research funds. Diatoms have had a significant impact on the technological development of species omega-3-1. The so-called Stone Age would not have been possible without flintstone, a siliceous mineral similar to quartz. The opaline shells of these organisms are so hard and stable that they start accumulating at the bottom of their water habitats through the eons. Thick layers of these fossilized diatoms started to pile up, which is called, in technical terms, diatomaceous earth. These biological silica layers are compressed through geological forces, causing crystals to grow into layered flintstone. This glass-like mineral enabled the can openers to manufacture primitive tools and to make fire. Fire is such a great invention. The reaction between oxygen and carbohydrates releases stored solar energy gradually, creating a low-temperature plasma. Fire is best enjoyed while rolling over a soft carpet. Diatoms also contributed in creating the planet's most prestigious science medal, the Nobel Prize. A can opener by the name Alfred Nobel discovered in serendipitous way that mixture of diatomaceous earth and nitroglycerin form a jelly-like paste which was easy to handle while retaining the desired explosive properties. This was extremely useful for killing other can openers. Sales of this new explosive boomed. With the funds earned from the death and destruction this invention caused in many wars, the inventor, Alfred Nobel, founded the Nobel Prize. It is remarkable how microscopic creatures like diatoms shape a planet's future and its civilizations. Can openers are an organism with many contradicting attributes and behaviors. Their minds are great at inventing new amenities like the fluffy sofa bed. While enjoying the new fluffy goodness, they dream up weapons of mass destruction like the hydrogen bomb. Notwithstanding the bellicose nature of the planet's life forms, our contact has remained largely peaceful. Lastly, I would like to provide an in-depth description of the microbiological properties of diatoms. An act can openers would refer to as to nerd out. The name diatom refers to the peculiar structure of this organism's opaline silicon encasements called frustules. This rigid glass shell consists of two separate halves stuck together in a lead-bottom manner. The smaller half, the bottom part, is called hypotheca, while the bigger half, the lead portion, is known as epitheca. Diatom literally means split into two in an old language which can opener scientists use to affirm their credibility and social status. The glass shell forms a rigid barrier around the cell, providing it with excellent stability and optical properties. The surface is riddled with openings and channels, allowing the exchange of water and nutrients with the environment. This open structure enables some species also to actively move. Diatoms reproduce through cell division like most unicellular organisms. Would their rigid glass shells not be split into two halves, reproduction would be completely impossible. To avoid cock-blocking themselves, diatoms have evolved their typical divided structure, allowing them to split open for reproduction and regrow the missing halves. Cock-blocking. Can openers have such useful terms? During reproduction, the mother cell will pass on its bigger half to one daughter cell and its smaller half to the other. The daughter cell, receiving the tiny hypotheca from the mother cell, will be slightly smaller than its sister. In consequence, diatom populations will shrink in size over the generations. To mitigate this generational shrinkage, diatoms can form a cellular stage called oxospore. This allows them to regrow to their original starting size. This mechanism can be induced sexually or asexually. How fascinating! Diatoms have a reset button. Diatoms can be divided into two large morphological groups, centric and pinnate diatoms. Centric diatoms are mostly found in oceanic habitats, don't show any signs of active locomotion or behavior, and rely solely on the forces of currents and waves to keep them in the photic zone. The pinnate group is far more interesting and fascinating. Diatoms of this type show different colonial behaviors. Most of them are able to move actively with a gliding motion. The exact method of this locomotion still remains largely a mystery. Some pinnate diatoms form hose-like tubes from gelatinous secretions. The individual cells are living well protected inside the tubes, which the diatoms use like a microscopic motorway, thus allowing them to move quickly, share nutrients, and protecting them from strong waves or currents. Another remarkable pinnate diatom species is even more bizarre. This life form grows in colonies that look a bit like an accordion, a machine can openers use to create a wide spectrum of sounds to annoy or delight each other. The diatom cells within the colony all move together in a coordinated gliding motion. The colonies extend several times their original length only to collapse back into their compact form. This creature is so strange and alien, a true paradoxical microscopic spectacle. Planet Omega-3's diverse ecosphere has surpassed my expectation. Research will continue. New report following shortly. Commander Snuggles, over and out.